Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. And, between last night and tonight, there's actually a lot of news. I don't know if you caught last night's show. You probably should, where we covered topics like retail investors diving back into crypto, coming off the sidelines, BRICS trying to invent their blockchain so that they can do, BRICS, transactions. Then you have the SEC resuming legal battles against Binance and Ripple. Yeah. Let's flail as we go out of office, because this is what's going to happen. He's gone. He's gone and his henchmen are going to be gone, right? And they're literally just trying to just throw everything but the kitchen sink at all of these crypto companies. And there comes a point where there needs to be an end to it. Somebody needs to shoot him a little memo and just say, hey, dude, cut it out. Then you had Wazir X defending the move of $75 million after their $240 million hack. Decentraland launching a new revamped virtual world. That's actually very interesting. But let's get to today's news. Today's news, you have Buenos Aires partnering with ZKSync to create QuarkID, a blockchain-based digital identity platform for 3.6 million citizens. Now that's interesting. What do you do with that? Right? I mean, it's the same thing as having a driver license or, a legal ID in the United States. So, let's not go down that road. But that would mean that everybody has a quite unique ID. I had a conversation the other day with some security experts. We were just chewing the fat, and I told them, I said, one of your biggest concerns right now is going to be your use of Social Security numbers. Businesses around the United States all rely on Social Security numbers to report, your transactions with the government, right? Like you getting paid, how much you were paid, the taxes that you paid, all that other good stuff, which is what really ticks people off, because you already know how much money I made. Why do I then have to file taxes all over again? Because you already took the money, whatever. It's a bit more complex than that, but still people, get really ticked off over it. But Buenos Aires is saying, well, we're going to issue you brand new IDs. Because I told them, I said, if every company in the United States is tying you to your Social Security number, but everybody's Social Security number has been compromised already. You can't tell me the only people whose Social Security numbers, are not compromised are people who have never in their lives ever given them out and have never had it stolen. Oh yeah, back in the day, you had people, stealing identities, using newborn babies or, dead people's Social Security numbers and living brand new lives. That's how people they used to fall off the map. Hard to do these days because everything's electronic, which means that everybody has been subjected to some dealership, Sony, Home Depot, whoever, getting breached, and now your data's out there. You can't tell me that out of 330 million people living in the United States or United States citizens have not had some sort of breach with regard to their Social Security numbers, which means they've all now got to track and take on another job, which is securing all of their accounts, putting passwords here and passwords there, secret phrases, this, that, the other. Telling you. A new ID, because I said, the only way that's going to change is if the United States issues new IDs. And we don't seem to be on a path to do that. Buenos Aires just did. Just saying, there comes a point where, we've got to be a little bit more active in protecting our citizens. When you cannot stop hacks and things like that, switch the ID. Switch to a new ID system. And don't tie it to anything other than what? Voting? Maybe paying taxes? But don't use it in business accounts or anything else. You know what I mean? Don't tie my employment using the new IDs. Switch to a different way of doing things. Use various pieces of information, whatever it is, but it needs to be rethought. And there are people out there that are way smarter than I am that can actually do that. And that's what I contemplate. So Buenos Aires doing this, I think, is moving in the right kind of direction when it comes to IDs for your citizens. Now, something else that blew my mind, I was watching this yesterday morning when Tudor Jones was on CNBC, and he was saying, listen, get out of fixed income. Get out of fixed income. Do it now. Where do you go, Paul? Gold and Bitcoin. Other commodities, but gold and Bitcoin. Go there. And I sat there and I go, we have a lot of big baggers that are all about precious metals, especially gold. And they're like, yeah, the banking system, done with that. Like literally just enough to pay the bills. That's it. Everything else is in some form of crypto, whether it be, a stable coin or other altcoins or Bitcoin. They're all in on crypto. They have no faith in the banking system. So you're going to have the bankless, which exist, right? People that don't have bank accounts. And then you're going to have the bank wary, right? That are just like, yeah, well, I use the banking system just to pay bills. That's it. I don't keep enough in there to do anything else. And the second that I can pay my bills with crypto, I am done even keeping enough money in there to pay bills. Wow. That's huge. That's huge. And you have poor Tudor Jones saying, and why is he saying that? That's the real question. He's saying that because inflation is inevitable. The rate of inflation can go up, can go down, but there will always be inflation is what he's saying. And he's like, if you want to protect yourself from it, yeah, gold and friggin' Bitcoin. 2020, he says, I'm going to put 2% of, my assets into Bitcoin. A couple of years later, I'm going to put 2% of my assets inside Bitcoin. What is he saying now? Invest in Bitcoin and gold. There are other commodities you could play with. Get the heck out of fixed income and get your butt into, if you just have top two choices, Bitcoin and gold. A self-made billionaire. I could trust what he has to say. You know what I mean? Like there's so many people out there that came from money and talk about and try to act like they, built themselves. And I'm like, you didn't. You absolutely did not. I used to know a guy when I was a kid. I was working at Marsh & McLennan, and I used to know a guy. Walter, I think Tomlinson, something like that. Really nice guy. He was the only person in the executive suite that built himself up. He was the only one. And you could tell because he was kind. He was kind. And the people that worked for him were kind. It's a different mindset. A completely different mindset. And interested in helping other people. So to me, it was like, wow, that's refreshing. And I've been using it as a kind of litmus test for everybody else, and it hasn't failed me. I'm like looking around, I'm just like, wow, like kind because they mean it, not kind because they have to. You know what I mean? Because it's the right thing to do. No, kind because that's just who they are. You know what I mean? Like that Keanu Reeves kind of kind. Kind whether people are looking or not looking. Yeah. So when somebody like that tells me, hey, you might want to do this, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. Because I'm going to learn something. I'm going to learn something. So me doing this show, well, I learned I'm on the right track, right? Because he's saying invest in Bitcoin and gold. And what do we discuss here? Crypto. Other investments, but mostly crypto. Yeah, I'm paying attention to that guy. Pump.Fun has a new feature, tokenizing videos. And it's got publishers and arts owners like freaking out. I mean, think about it. There are a whole bunch of copyright, issues that follow that. Like that's not small. That's going to bring huge copyright concerns. Have you heard about all of the cases being brought against the various AI companies that are out there? Oh, you're learning off of our stuff and then selling our stuff. Yeah, and they're like, nah. And I'm paying attention to it. Why? Because, artificial intelligence, Web3, crypto, right? And tokenization, like there are certain things that just all go together. Automation, they just all go together. And those are the things that I'm paying attention to because those things are absolutely the future. When you talk about using, small nuclear reactors to power, data centers, yeah, these are big deals. So when I look at what's going on here, I'm kind of like, yeah, that kind of plays into a piece of the spaces that I'm paying attention to. That's going to be a big deal. And I wonder how many law firms are going to start using AI to fight court battles, write the documents and stuff like that. They're already using automation. Like it becomes really interesting when you take a deeper dive into certain subjects. But Pump.Fun, tokenizing videos, yeah, that's going to be huge. And they think it's going to raise like $143 million for the platform. They've got, from what I understand, they've got a token that they're going to release, for Pump.Fun. I'm kind of like, oof. The ongoing conversation we're having right now is, should Grow My Bag have its own token? And people are like, why? Do an NFT. And I'm like, yeah, I can find a reason to do a token faster than I can do an NFT. But then you look at companies like Pump.Fun and they're like, oh, we're going to release a token. And nobody says a word. Nobody says nothing. So I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, pay attention. Vitalik Buterin introducing Ethereum's new The Verge upgrade, simplifying blockchain verification. Okay, making it faster, things like that, boosting the ETH price. And I'm sitting back and I'm kind of going, when I compare who's talking about their project more in a positive fashion and what they're doing to move things ahead, Vitalik Buterin is so quiet that when he speaks, everybody strains to hear him. When you get somebody like Charles Hoskinson, when he speaks, everybody's kind of like, can you please shut up? Unless he's talking about technology, please shut up. And I'm like, how do you build, that kind of following? Because there's a vast difference between the two of them. They're both brilliant people, no doubt. No doubt. But Charles seems to have this way about him, which seems to be the exact opposite of Vitalik Buterin. There's something interesting to me. Because ETH has been stagnant for a long time. But I think people forgot that, it was a while ago that Bitcoin was stagnant and ETH outpaced Bitcoin. I think people forget that. And like, oh, Ethereum's not doing anything and da-da-da-da. And Solana's going to bypass Ethereum and yada, yada, yada. It's highly possible that, Solana could bypass Ethereum. And then their little gremlin shows up, their little network gremlin shows up, and they come crashing down. Or one day, memes just stop. Because they have no value. There's no intrinsic value to a meme coin. So they just stop. People just stop, are just not interested in meme coins anymore because they're happy, slappy, jolly, folly kind of stuff. Like, well, whatever. Then people aren't interested in that anymore. And you sit there and you just kind of go, if people are not interested in meme coins anymore, that's a huge chunk of traffic that happens on Solana. That's a huge chunk of money that happens. They would just drop full on their face. And if a gremlin came along and hit them as well, there's going to come a point where Solana is going to have to start answering the question about what is up with that network gremlin that happens at least once a year. What happens? What are you going to do to fix it? Are you doing anything to fix it? Because they're not transparent. They're absolutely not. Which then leads me to believe, like, how decentralized are you that not a single developer is talking about what that gremlin could be, should be, what you're doing to address it? Nothing? I think that Solana is in a position where it can do either really, really well or fall flat on its face because they're not as transparent as they should be. and they could be walking down the wrong road because of that. Just saying. So that's what I pay attention to. I'm like, yeah, Ethereum might be asleep right now, but Ethereum has potential of doing a whole bunch of things. And they're outwardly talking about, well, quantum computing is something that's on my mind. Does he have a solution yet? Does anybody have a solution yet? No. But Vitalik Buterin is on the record as saying, yeah, but, quantum computing is something that I'm thinking about. When you talk about a brute force attack and you need strong computers to be able to do that, quantum computing would be able to solve, your keys in a heartbeat, your private keys. So I'm looking for, projects that are contemplating that are guarding this, girding up against quantum computing attacks. Just saying, because that's the next level. There are already computers on the market. Ryan told us that, Honeywell already has quantum computers out there. Just saying. Bitcoin dropped below 67,000. That was kind of news. That was kind of newsworthy. And I sat there and I was kind of like, yeah, good. I'm going to buy some more. Thank you. I normally don't pay attention to prediction, articles and things like that. Right. But I wanted to make a note that I mentioned that, hey, we're still in a good place. We're still very much in a good place. Don't overthink it. Just keep DCAing. Dollar cost averaging. That's your friend. Ripple transferred over 60 million XRP. And it has a lot of people thinking, yeah, that's probably building up their war chest for the case against the SEC. Sounds most logical to me. And look at that. I've been sitting here this whole time and didn't put up my watermark or anything. Somebody's going to steal my video and I'm going to cry and be highly upset. Ugh. It's annoying when people do that. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. Let me put that away. All right. Let's start with the Grow My Bag Crypto Tracker top 25 losers. And this list goes from here to there and just stops. Boom. That's it. Oh, I did want to bring up something. There are rumors that there could be a nod for Chainlink coming from none other than Larry Fink. There could be a deal there going on. Don't know yet. It's just rumor right now. Really, it's rumor right now. But I think it's something to pay attention to because Chainlink is in the space. Chainlink is absolutely in the space, and there are things that they could be working on. So I'll be paying attention to that. Aptos is down 8%. GMBX factor of 0.99x. Yeah, it'll go up. I'm not worried about that. But if you think about that, if I'm reacting to 0.99x, the GMBX factor for Aptos, and I'm just reacting like, yeah, it'll do that. Do you know what that is? That's almost doubling your money. I'm shrugging off doubling my money when I look at that. Wow. Interesting. Very, very interesting. There's nothing else going on this list that I would pay attention to. Oh, excuse me. Then you have 49% Goatius Maximus, or Goatius Maximus, up another 49%. Only 3% off the all-time high, 0.04 GMBX factor. Wow. That meme coin is just going haywire. Wow. Insane. Absolutely insane. Who else is on here I should be paying attention to? This list is short as well. Look at that. Boom, right there. Everybody's moving sideways. Book of Meme up 8%, GMBX factor of 1.84x. Yeah, I think it'll do it. But look at that. Everybody else is moving sideways. Everybody else is in the 5% to negative 5% range. Tell me that's not crazy. It's been like that. We've been operating within a very, very, very tight space. A very compressed space. And you know what I call that, right? That's that pent-up energy I keep talking to you guys about. Very pent-up energy. You can only keep energy pent up, but for so long. You have earnings coming out today. Tesla, Coca-Cola, T-Mobile. I mean, you've got a lot of big companies coming out. AT&T. So if you're paying attention to stocks, options, bonds, these are things that you should be paying attention to. We already know that tomorrow we get the big numbers. The crypto fear and greed index is at 71, basically stet from yesterday. DeFi Llama, $97 billion, almost on the dot in total value locked. Bitcoin itself, look at that. It looked like it was going to come up over there. Let me zoom in a little bit. You see how it kind of started making that turn, and then nope, we're going to go down. Started making that turn, came up, nope, we're going to go down. This is what you call pent-up energy. Now they're both curved down, pent-up energy. You only need one catalyst. You only need one catalyst to send it shooting above that 69,355. This is lateral movement right here. Look how tight that line is. That's lateral movement. Compression right there. It's only a matter of time before everything explodes. So yeah, I'm diving in hard. Like being like Santa, checking my list and checking it twice. Just saying. Look at all this red. This is why I use the GMB crypto tracker, because I need to know like which one of these are best to buy. It wasn't that long ago before Chainlink was at $10. It's like a 10% move right there at 1140, 1141. Aptos down a little bit. That could be a good purchase. Doge, SHIB, Pepe, FET, Solana even, Ethereum, BTC, BNB, BCH, AVAX. Aave is another one that I'd be looking at. Polkadot, not really interested. Near is one that I have. So all of these, Toncoin is down a bit. All of these represent to me opportunities. But I have a finite amount of money, so which opportunities are best for me, and that's when I start getting into calculations. That's really how I start looking at it. Look at that, 13%, year to date for Ethereum. Whew, look at all that red in between. It has no rhythm. Has no rhythm. Bitcoin at 57, nice rhythm right there. BNB, nice rhythm right there. Just looking at how things are moving. Even Solana is doing better than BTC, but it's not doing as well as it was. Oh, excuse me. Doge even is doing well, 53%. And I'm not a fan of Doge. I'm absolutely not a fan of Doge. Toncoin, 123% for the year, but look at how red it is right now. Holy moly. And all that red to me says, oh, this is a good time to buy. I can snatch some more. A top 10 coin, yeah, I could snatch some more and be totally fine with it. Absolutely fine with it. I think when the market takes off, I think Toncoin outplays Doge. I think it bunny hops Tron, which you don't see here on the list, but it bunny hops Tron, and I think it bunny hops Doge at the same time. I think that's the potential, and I think it'll absolutely do it. Just saying. I could easily see, Toncoin being in that $20 billion range, 2025, easily, very easily. Avalanche is another one that, I'm kind of interested in, but look how far off it is. Almost 31% off of year to date. Shiba Inu. Everybody's sleeping on Shiba Inu. I don't know why. Snoring on Shiba Inu. Sui's another one that people are snoring on. Somebody asked the question last night, would you do Solana or Sui? And I was like, Sui. Like real quick. And then Joaquin says, Sui is the SHIB. And I'm just like, ugh. I'm still mad at you, Joaquin. Go stand in the corner. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and absolutely hit the notification bell so you know when I'm dropping new videos. And don't forget to tune in tonight. We do a show every night, a live show every night, and I interact with everybody. It's a great community. Join up. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.